Hello everyone and welcome back to my Let's Play of Hiveswap Friendsim. Last time we met Lanera, who is one of Branya's Jade Bloods, and Lanera also has a very possessive crush on Branya. And she threatened us at knife point, basically. And we tried to give her some advice on how to have a healthier relationship in general with people. I don't know if it's sunk in, but she was willing to be friends with us at least, so... hopefully in the future she can be a little less possessive of the people she cares about. Or maybe she can find happiness somewhere. So, yeah. I think we've got 2 new trolls today. Volume 12, I think? Volume 12 of Know Nothings and Know-It-Alls. This person is kinda cute. I don't know about this person. They look kind of sketchy. God, you have a headache. Is it dehydration? Only if you're thirsty for companionship. Are you hurt? Only your heart, and it aches for more pals. Is it withdrawal? Only from your addiction to new buddies. Really, there's only one cure for what ails you. Friendship. You wonder whose sweet medicine you'll be imbibing this time. You are very short, oh my goodness. And you are... I mentioned this before, I think. But I kind of have a thing for suits and formal wear, so that's a plus for you, friend. Galekh Xigisi? Is that right? I have no idea. Anyway, let's meet this person, who is very nicely dressed. It's a chilly night. Not in a bad way, though. It's the kind of crisp air that invigorates you. You think you might just fuck around and make a friend. You're busy breathing in a big old lungful of the stuff when you hear someone call out behind you. Excuse me, alien, I would like a word. It's phrased like a request, but delivered like a command. You don't recognize the voice, so you do some mental calculations as you turn. Whoever it is seems like they know who you are, which could be good or really, really bad. You could make it to Zebra's Hive in a few blocks if you had to make a run for it. Would Zebra's Hive be better, really? Would it? That's not exactly a place you'd like to take sanctuary, though, so you figure the risk of talking to this mystery troll is worth it. By the time you rotate around to face them, you've got a big friendly grin on. I like this song a lot. I remember this one. Sorry, I was just listening for a minute. It's a bit of work to keep it there when you see who it is. Tall, sharp suit, well filled out, curly hair, cute little Christmas tree looking horns. An expression that screams would pay someone else to bisect you if you call anything about him cute. Can I say handsome then? It's a good thing you didn't choose to run, because last time you saw this guy, he was sprinting away from your sparkly self at top Oh, it's this guy! The guy who was kind of a jerk to Tagora. Well, I have a low opinion of you, my friend. Let's see if you can improve that. The last time you saw this guy, he was sprinting away from your sparkly self at top speeds. You had no chance. He strides towards you now with considerably less fear, but about as much purpose. Playing it friendly, you hold out your hand for him to shake. He takes it immediately, like it's an instinct. Is he a politician, or... He's like a politician or a businessman or something. Yes, I am Galekh Xigisi. You are the alien. Nice to meet you, officially, etc., etc. It is imperative that we speak. As is a matter of some importance, I hope you will take my request seriously and follow me to my hive, where we can talk more openly. With, like, footnotes. It is in your best interest to comply. Can I... Oh, can I click on these, really? I live right on the corner. This is not a threat, rather is a genuine expression of the critical nature of my request. Oh my god, so many footnotes! If it were a threat, you would know. Okay, good to know. I have things to click on. Well, okay, then we got a wordy motherfucker over here, huh? A short and sweet, hey, let's hang out would have worked on your friend thirsty self, but that's fine. You don't have anything else to be doing, so why not follow this pushy high blood back to his house? Wonderful. This way. He stays true to his word and doesn't say anything else as he leads you towards his hive, but you watch the way he clenches his teeth and flicks his eyes back at you as he walks. He's about to explode, holding it all in. You walk a little slower just to bask in the need emanating off him. That is a nice hive. Still dizzy with the feeling of having your presence wanted so badly, you trip a bit heading up a wide flight of stairs. And there are a lot of them. Jesus, he could have warned you at least. You look up as you pull yourself to your feet. The stairs lead up to an old stone building covered with ivy that creeps around some pointy-topped windows and up to the tops of turrets. It looks like the kind of place a crusty old professor might walk out of, followed by a flock of khaki-clad rich boys. So it looks like a academy, basically. The door opens with a creak. You do not hear anyone debating the difference between a movie and a film in there, but you do hear bleeding. Sounds reasonable. Do you have like a sheep lusus? Goat lusus? Probably a hoof beast, knowing blue bloods. Once inside, Galekh beckons you through the foyer and into another room. This time, unlatching what looks like a very tall metal baby gate to let you both in. He checks the latch twice after he shuts it, then gestures to a pair of studded high-back chairs on either side of a fire. Please take a seat. I will make us some coffee. You will not have had any like this before, as the taste is drastically different from the slop you get from a public coffee shop. It is possible your palate is not experienced enough to tell the difference, but I can walk you through the simpler points. You do take that seat, and you look around while he fucks with an antique espresso machine. He has a desk covered in papers, open books, and a typewriter, and along the walls there are bookshelves leading up to the vaulted ceiling. Do you have a picture of your own house on the wall? Everything has an air of purposeful messiness to it, like he pulled some of his cooler titles to leave lying around for you to see. How flattering. You mentioned that this must be one of those personal jerk-off book hives Tysius was talking about. Excuse me? Oh, never mind. You clear your throat and ask him what he wanted to talk about. He hands you a cup and sits down in the other chair. Oh, it's a lot of words. Oh boy. Of course, I just wanted to clear up a misunderstanding between us. Specifically, you misunderstanding me. You may be under the false impression that I am uninformed to read the attributes of rainbow drinkers. You may even think that you successfully fooled me into thinking you were one yourself when we first met. I just had not previously encountered one in real life, nor had I ever seen an alien for that matter. I have spent considerable time in the interim researching you, of course, which is why I was able to track you down so easily. Furthermore, when I saw you before, you were in the company of one Tagora Gorjek. Rainbow fucker extraordinaire. I was making the most reasonable assumption possible given the information I had available. It makes complete sense if you think about it. He looks at you expectantly. Oh, you guess it's your turn to say something? LMA, I don't give a shit, my dude. You laugh and then realize he's 100% serious. He really cares that much what you think of him. It reminds you a bit of you a few months ago, or, a few days ago. Still, you know what it's like. You try and tread the line between humoring him and easing him out of of having to care that fucking much. You tell him you'd like him even if he was a complete rube, a total rainbow-drinking lore idiot, if his incompetence knew no bounds. I get it. Oh, heck. If the barely contained panic in his eyes is any indication, he isn't all that placated by that. You cut off that line of finagling and try something you hope is a little more his speed. It must be cool to have a primary source sitting in his own jerk-off book hive, though, right? He exhales, gathering himself a little. I'm not sure why you keep calling it that. Ah, crap. Okay. Thank you, game, for telling me like 2 videos ago that I can scroll backwards through the thing. I did not know I could do that. Stop immediately. But I do admit I am interested in the chance to learn more about you. His fingers twitch. You hope he doesn't mean in the, creepy dissection kind of way. You are free to leave, right? You glance anxiously at the locked baby gate. What? Of course you can leave. Just because I'm a highblood does not mean I'm a fucking sadist. You should know by now that that predilection is not bound to any one caste. I have more important things to be doing. Usually. My interest in you is purely academic and friendly. I know that you are amenable to that kind of thing. Furthermore, that gate is not for you. Do not worry about it. If all goes well this evening, we will not even have to make use of it. You do definitely worry about it, but not in a present, actionable way. Just in the sort of under-the-surface self-preservation way you've worried about, everything that's tried to end your run on Eternia here so far. Plus, he offered you friendship. You'll reach your heart into that monkey trap any day. Hell yeah, then. You throw your arms out, toss your head, and tell him you're all ready to be studied and subsequently friended. Galekh doesn't pounce right on that, though. Mostly he looks uncomfortable, which doesn't stop him from talking. I do have considerable interest in understanding the pathos of the alien. What I really want to know is what makes you so magnetic. All observable criteria points to you not being much to look at, but there seems to be something about you that draws people in. I apologize if you're offended. That isn't even on the top 10 list of insults you've heard since landing, so you brushed it off just fine. Plus, you have it on good authority that your legs are nice. You flex those bad girls in order to give yourself a little self-esteem boost. I was wondering if you had emissarial status, but the more I learn about you, the more difficult it becomes to make any sense of your plans. Accounts of your activities contradict each other at almost every turn. You're either the most suave and well-connected plenipotentiary I've ever heard of, or you're running around with no clue what you're doing and somehow it works out for you anyway. It's mostly the last one. I'm strongly leaning toward the latter, especially after this meeting. For example, what the fuck are you doing with your legs right now? Is that supposed to be impressive to me? You mean, it's worked before. A low, frustrated clicking rumbles in his throat. He puts his coffee aside and crosses his legs. This is the sort of thing I'm talking about. I know all about your antics, leg-based and otherwise. I just cannot work out what the draw is. Again, no offense is intended, and if you feel that way, that is on you. I'm just trying to understand. Why do people like this? He seems pretty fixated on this. You wonder if perhaps he has some hidden reason for wanting you to know why other trolls might be into your freaky little self. Some sort of personal interest in other trolls' friendship decisions and inclinations and interests. Just, you know, maybe. You wait for him to blush, but he doesn't. He does start talking very quickly, though. Oh geez, I can't talk much faster, dude. First of all, I do not know what you mean by that. I do not base my self-worth on anything so external. Hypothetically, if I did happen to be invested in what someone else thought of me, I would not tell you about it. You would probably just tell him anyway. Oh, him. By him, I mean any hypothetical mutual acquaintance. Furthermore, just because I am not a freak does not mean I do not have desirable traits. Oh, there's your goat, Lucis. Oh, they're cute. I love them. Goats are one of my favorite animals. Just gonna tell you now. You think he'd probably keep going forever now that he's started letting it all out, but there's a sound behind you that shuts him the fuck up. You both turn to see his Lucis, a big scruffy goat, gently headbutting the baby gate. It looks extremely friendable. Seriously, I want to pet it. I want to smush its little cheek poofs up. Feed the beast! As much fun as it is to get monologued at, you opt for a change in pace and ask Galekh if this goat is a good boy. If you call breaking into my book hive and eating important chapters of my manuscript good, then yes. It's the pre-novel phase if you're wondering. It is more of an experiential word rumpus. He's the best. To be fair, raising and providing for me also makes his presence in my life a net positive. Okay, so you're like an author, a journalist, something like that. You like books and you write things, so... He sighs when he says it, a mix of frustrated and fond. You pull an apple-adjacent fruit from your hoodie pouch. Oh yeah, we're wearing Malek's hoodie now, aren't we? You never know when you might have to spend the day hiding in an alley, so pocket snacks that don't make you puke are extremely useful. You offer it to the Lucis, and he uses his teeth and tongue to pull it towards him through a hole in the gate. Nice. Good job, buddy. You don't have to have a crisis about whether or not you should let him in the room, because once he's swallowed his snack, he trots back down the hallway. You mosey over toward Galekh, pull it back down in the chair, and let him know that you're ready to get this fact exchange party started. You wonder to yourself what kind of information actually exists about aliens, you mean humans, on Alternia. The fact that you've started thinking of yourself as the alien is mostly fine, you figure. It's what the trolls vibe with, which is what you're all about in the end. But it could be cool, maybe, to hear about the history of humankind from their perspective. You've been curious, and if anyone would know, it'd be this fucking nerd. So you ask. There's absolutely nothing. I've read all kinds of reports on other alien races, of course. I can pull those for you if you would like. I would love to read that, actually. What other species are there besides humans, trolls, cherubs, I guess leprechauns? What else is there? Carapaces? Game constructs? If what you're after are bloody accounts of the destruction of entire species or painstakingly detailed logbooks of resources taken from various planetary systems by our forces, the economics involved will probably go over your nug bone. As for your species, I can confidently say there is no recorded history of your kind on Alternia. Not yet, not until Joey Claire pops up. If it existed, I would know about it. Oh. Wow. So you're the first of your kind to visit, huh? You flex again and brag that maybe that's the secret to why everyone is so hot for your friendship, but even Galekh can tell you're not really feeling it. If you say so, are you some kind of high-blood equivalent back home? Is that why you're so friendable here? Supposedly friendable. I still have yet to feel the impulse. What is your planet's system of government, and where do you fit into it? What are your main off-world exports? What were some defining moments in your species' development? Have you formed any bonds here that you would say would fit your planet's equivalent of the quadrant system? If so, with whom? I don't think we've really filled any human romance quadrants. Not really. We got kinda close a few times, but it's mostly been platonic by human standards. You're not ready to take the space SAT. You're too busy trying to sort through the idea that you are the literal only option for him to learn any of this shit. The only one of your kind around. You feel like the frame surrounding your life has shifted, like everything around you zoomed out to the widest angle, with you a tiny speck in the corner, invisible to the naked eye. Oh, maybe you should sit down. Ah, fuck, you're already sitting down. Maybe you should lie down. You crawl onto the floor, which Galekh probably won't like, but you're too busy having an existential crisis to care. God damn it, that's a lie too! You definitely still care what he thinks of you. I mean, he is kind of sweet. It isn't the first time you felt overwhelmed by the situation since you landed. It isn't even the 100th, honestly. It's just that you kind of always had a back pocket assumption that there'd be some way out of this. Sure, you're having fun making new friends and allies, assembling a new wardrobe, and picking up weird survival skills. It just hadn't quite hit you that this might be all that was left for you, for real. Is this floor wiggling another alien friendship ritual I just do not grasp the allure of, or are you spontaneously suffering? I'm not sure how I'm supposed to tell the difference. Please stop whatever this is. You want to answer him, but words feel so far away in this moment. You try to call up how you crashed, or what the ass you were doing in a spaceship to begin with. Please tell me, I want to know. Are you even a certified astronaut? Do you have an advanced degree? Do you have hands? I think we have hands. I've seen them in some of the ending shots. Your vision blurs and you feel queasy. You need air, a lot of it. You run towards the closest available source, a wide window. Defenestrating yourself is maybe not the best option, but is the one you are currently the most emotionally attuned to, so that is what the fuck you do. We jump out the window? What? Luckily, the panes of the window open like French doors and you're still on the first floor. You spill out without breaking any glass or limbs. Behind you, Galekh hollers. It still feels nice outside. You lay there and breathe in and out and try to pull your shit together. From your prone position, you can see Galekh put one leg up over the windowsill, shake his head, and then pull it back and turn away. He certainly looks fit enough to be able to manage that leap, but of course he won't bother. He should give up on your hot mess of an alien self. You're fine wasting away out here like yesterday's banana peels anyway. You're ready to take a depression nap right then and there when you hear the front door open. Galekh is stomping towards you, flushed and fuming. He looms over you, his large frame quaking with anger. Listen here, you shoot maggot. I've opened my home to you. I've opened my mind to the possibility of understanding you despite multiple instances of you not offering me the same courtesy. I only want to correct your misconceptions about me and to have a chance to exchange some cultural knowledge. You have to be the worst ambassador I've ever heard of. No! You sit up and promise that he's been great! The best and smartest friend you've made yet. A great host, excellent even. He is... I'm not going to say anything. It's not his fault you're not clicking like you do with other people. If that were true, why would you spend this entire visit acting like a fresh-hatched idiot? At this point, I have to conclude that you are mocking me and my genuine interest in you. There's no other explanation for your behavior. No, I'm just a dumbass. Do not begin to insult me by claiming otherwise. You try to explain that you are just in your feelings, but he has stopped humoring you. He turns on his heel and stomps back inside. You want to hope they'll come back, the drive to understand outweighing the drive to be done with your sorry ass, but you know he won't. You drag yourself to your feet and start the slow, lonely walk to somewhere, anywhere else. From the open window, as Lucius cocks his head to the side and softly bleats his goodbyes. Aw, bad. Oh, he's sad! No! Aw. Well, let's try and make things better this time. I guess, don't feed the goat. Stay on topic. Sorry, goat. Please ignore him. He will wander away in a minute. He just wants to get in here and cause problems. You think hard to yourself about this. You really want to go pet the big goat dad, but you want to dish about this guy's love life even more. Oh, yes. You've heard some about the situation from the other side, of course, but you really shouldn't let... Oh, he's black flirting with Tagora? Is that what's going on? I totally missed that, I'm sorry. But you really shouldn't let Galekh know that Tagora tells you about their tentative and awkward pitches flirtation. Unless, you know, it helps you get more friends, and... So Tagora is flirting with Galekh, and Galekh is also interested? Interesting. Just making mental notes in my head for later. No, you slap your own cheek to slap yourself out of it. No secret spelling. Galekh leans away from you against the back of his chair. Fuck, you are really not doing anything to change my impression of you. You have an idea, so you cut him off before he can monologue you to death. You tell him that it sounds to you like what's really bothering him, a regular, non-freaky guy, is that he's jealous of your free-spirited friendability. He wants what you've got. He glares at you, breath quickening. Oh yeah, hit a nerve. I do not want anything of yours. What is it you mean by that, though? What is it exactly that you have got? He is not... Never mind, redact that. I reiterate my previous non-covetous stance. Interrupting him has worked pretty well so far, so you try it again. Let's cut the shit, you say. There's no reason for him to hide anything from you. First of all, you already promised to like him no matter what. Secondly, you know what it's like to want to impress someone, and finally, you know all about how to be a huge motherfucking weirdo. So, why doesn't he let you show him how to walk on the wild side? He can take a few pointers from Alternia's biggest freak. You can see the ensuing makeover montage already, and you start bouncing a bit in your seat. I have zero interest in... Okay, that won't do it. You try one more tactic, telling him you guess he just doesn't mind not knowing shit about how to be a freak. Oh, Galekh, they'll all say. Smart about how to be boring and a real big dumbass about weird stuff. Ah, I see what you were doing. Unfortunately for me, it will absolutely work. It stands to reason that allowing you to broaden my horizons with your alien ways will only serve to increase my cultural competence. Great, so what'll it be? Shopping for a new, more casual suit? Or something wilder? Spicy undergarments? Dyeing your hair? Are there weirder body mod? Galekh's eyebrows shoot up. That last one sounds interesting. Wow, he's really ready to go whole ass, huh? You weren't expecting that from this guy, but you guessed maybe he was waiting for an excuse to try something. That or he really can't deal with not being Alternia's biggest obnoxious know-it-all. Go big or get cold, as they say. Damn, that probably is what they say. Anyway, you can't wait to get the show on the road. You tell me you even know a guy that can probably help him out. Who do we know who's good at body modding? I guess Malik is good for piercing. Will he be discreet? I'm willing to leap into this, but I do need to protect my privacy, of course. Oh, for sure. You mean, like, probably. His brow furrows, either at your continued interruption or your hesitance. So you waste no more time and whip out your palm husk. You pull up the secret gripe profile you got Malik to make so you can keep in touch and call him up. It was only like, I literally recorded him like an hour ago, and I've already forgotten what his voice was. His username is Snakebites, that's cool. What's up, Robo-Buddy? You get right to it and tell him you made a new friend who's looking to get a new hole put in him. Behind you, you hear Galekh choke on his coffee. Artistically, an aesthetic hole. Galekh shrugs weakly, his eyes still wide. Or something similar. Hell yeah. Anything for you, bud. Malik's eyes dart from your face to the room behind you. You're not sure how much you can see through the screen, though. My gear equals easy to pack, so I'll be over soon. I'll bring options. You start to give him directions, but he stops you. Don't worry, I know exactly where you are. Your palm husk equals low jacked. Figured you'd be cool with that. See you soon. Malik hangs up and you grin at Galekh to reassure him. This sure seems like a manageable situation. He offers you more coffee, which you take because you are a polite guest. Galekh starts ideating in a small leather-bound notebook, so you mostly watch, listen to him explain the brainstorming process, take sips, and wish the goat would come back. Eventually you hear soft footsteps approaching. Oh, this is a lovely eye candy zone right now. Two beautiful boys. Galekh jumps when Malik opens the baby gate. How'd you get in the front door? I hacked it. Galekh's mouth opens and shuts a few times. His eyes dart between both your and Malik's matching hoodies. Just kidding. Your operation equals pretty low tech for an Indigo, unfortunately. Ulysses let me in. Anyway, I'm Malik. And from behind him, a proud bleating. Goat! Hell yes! Galekh looks around and wrings his hands. There's a lot going on all of a sudden. He points to you. You, alien, hold on to my Lucis. He cannot be unsupervised in here or he will eat everything. As for you, Malik, hello. My name is Galekh Xigisi. Welcome to my hive. Things are not typically so hectic in here. I apologize. That does not equal a problem. I hear you want to get freaky. Galekh tugs the bottom of his suit jacket, straightening it reflexively. Poor dude. You want to tell him you're proud of him for going so far out of his depth, but he seems to be holding his own here. Plus, the goat really wants to make a snack out of some old paperbacks. You take your job seriously and hold on tight to his neck. Yes, that is correct. I hear you have the tools to help me achieve this. I am open to a wide range of modifications. I will need to be able to hide it easily under clothing, however. My notebook has some sketches. Look only at the last 6 pages. Flip to an unauthorized section and you will lose the privilege of using your eyes ever again. You want to dutifully look and not touch too, but wrangling a big goat is a full-time job. Malik holds up the notebook for you both to see. Wow, Galekh's not a bad artist, actually. Still, you have to kind of turn your head and squint to make out what's going on in a couple of the sketches. You guess there are still a few surprises left for you in the brave new world of troll anatomy, huh? You point to the sketch you like best with one hand as you scramble to keep hold of a fistful of wiggly Lucis fur with the other. Yeah, I can work with that. Hell yeah, button up, get some layers off. Galekh flicks his eyes up to you and you give him a big supportive thumbs up. You look politely away when he starts taking off his jacket. Okay, if you told me at the start of this route that I'd be watching a troll get something on his torso pierced, I would not have believed you. Instead, you focus on your job, and oh, you have some pocket snacks. You pull out some mostly not bruised fruit and offer it to Galek's Lucis. He chomps it up readily and calms down a bit. Geez, can't Galekh afford food for this guy? He eats plenty. Oh, damn it. They're so tiny. He's only being dramatic. Galekh doesn't take off his undershirt, but he does roll up the bottom of it before leaning his forearms against the back of one of the chairs, exposing the broad palette of his hips and back. So you're getting like a belly button piercing? That design does capture an ineffable facet of my core self. Get going on it. Before I change my mind. I assume I do not need to spell out any potential consequences if you stray from the artistic vision, correct? Malek rolls his eyes and pulls out a tattoo gun. Oh, he's getting a tattoo. Okay. It looks mostly how they do on Earth, but with a strip of greenish, almost biological light. Don't worry, your blood color equals crystal clear. Galekh winces at the first press of the gun to his skin. Or maybe it's lasers? There's a glow happening back there. Is he getting like a tramp stamp? With the Lucis sated, you're free to see what's going on, so you climb into the chair Galekh's leaning against the back of and peek over to watch. So what's the deal with this anyway? Tattoos don't seem much like your vibe. There is no specific reason. I'm simply fleshing out my worldly experiences. Intense physical pain for one, though I am able to bear it. Attaining visceral knowledge of a new kind. He's checking off something from his bucket list, you helpfully add. Galekh flushes bright blue. Oh, bucket list. Oh, why do we say that? Of course our player character probably doesn't realize, but that has very different connotations on Alternia. Galekh flushes bright blue and jerks backwards, screeching like you haven't heard since you first met and traumatized him. Oh boy, you have no idea how, but that was apparently extremely the wrong thing to say. Watch it. You're gonna make me fuck up your ineffable vision. No need to flip your think pan. Gotta do what it takes to find a bucket buddy. I've been there. Galekh stares decidedly in the middle distance as he breathes in and out and repositions himself against the chair. That is extremely not what this is about. I am perfectly capable of fulfilling my propagational duties. Thank you very much for your vote of confidence. This is not a thing I have to do, it's a thing I want to do. There is a significant semantic difference here. If it happens to spark concupiscent interest, so be it. Or deeper conversational interest. Yeah, whatever, I don't judge. You only have the barest grasp on what they're discussing here, but things are starting to click into place. You don't want to embarrass your potential new friend by calling him out on his crush even further, or by implying you can't find anyone to fill a quadrant with. You tell Malek that Galekh is making... Their names rhyme. You tell Malek that Galekh is making his decisions based on his personal, emotional, self-educating journey, and that's all. Yes, that's the heart of it, exactly. Thank you. Galekh smiles at you and is crooked and stiff on his face like he hadn't expected to put it there. You smile back and place your hand on top of his, white-knuckled against the back of the chair. Aw, he's cute. Oh no. He winces in pain only once more before Malek steps back, tilting his head to admire his handiwork. That'll do it. Galekh rolls his shoulders and twists his body around to check his new ink. Satisfied, he turns to extend his hand to Malek. Thank you for your time on such short notice. Would you like to stay too? Malek shakes his hand, but cuts him off there. No thanks, I'm not much for the after party. See you around, Robobud. Nice to tat you, button up. He tosses the gear back in his bag and nods at you both. On the way out, he pats the goat's head, now placid. That was really awesome. One new friend is enough for one day, I suppose. Thank you for encouraging me to try something new. It's quite a rush, isn't it? I still do not completely understand you, but your penchant for flinging yourself wholeheartedly into precarious situations is fascinating. That's what you do best. You grin uncontrollably at the compliment. I might try employing that technique a bit more in daily life, if it will lead to newer, deeper grasps of the troll condition. As such, I have 2 confessions for you. He takes a deep breath and gets the rest out all in one go. 1. I knew only an elementary amount of information about rainbow drinkers before I met you, and 2. The reason for my front-hinged jerk reaction at that time was because of my Gorjek-shaped blind spot. It is feelings-based. I knew it. You graciously do not let on that those are 2 of the most obvious pieces of information you've ever encountered. Galekh clears his throat and thrusts his palmcasts towards you. Now that we have taken care of that, take a photo. I can't reach. Observe me admitting these inadequacies with ease. I hope we get to see his tattoo in the end slate. He turns around and you lovingly set up the shot. On his hip bone is a modest rendition of his sign, in indigo, of course. It's framed by 2 sprigs of pine crossed under it in a V. The look on his face as he turns back over his shoulder for the camera is the most self-satisfied thing you've ever seen. When you hand Galekh his palm husk back, he fucks with it for a moment, then starts buzzing with notification after notification. He looks up at you, a smile creeping into the corner of his mouth. He bites it back like he's not sure what to do with the undefinable happiness he's experiencing. He hates it. Haha, you sent it to Tagora? Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad he hates it. Good black flirting. Victory! Aw, he looks so happy! Him and his hate crush. Aw. I hope things work out for them. They'd be a cute black couple. Short bad ending, right? Is that, all? Man, what the fuck is this guy talking about? You thought whatever he wanted was gonna be a way bigger deal. You want to get this straight, you say. He dragged you all the way here under a thick veil of secrecy just so he could tell you he knows what he's talking about? That he was actually right and not wrong, smart and not dumb, specifically about rainbow drinkers? Yes. Technically not only specifically about that topic, but that is the pertinent piece of information in this conversational context. Is this confusing to you? I cannot have people thinking incorrect things about me. Cool, no, you were just checking. You tap your fingers on the leather arm of your chair. Is that all he wanted from you? Oh, yes, I suppose. As long as we are in agreement and you do not intend to spread any misinformation. You promise. That was great news. There's a long pause. He looks disappointed somehow. You're not sure if this is what he was expecting, but sure as hell is what is transpiring. I will show you out. Aw, man. Look at him in the window there. What a cutie. Yeah, he's a favorite, I have to say it. My favorites list is getting pretty long. That's a good thing. No citation needed. You check something off a bucket list. Oh boy. Okay, he gave off a much better impression this time around than that brief moment we met him in Tagora's route. Although now that I know that they've been black flirting for a while, that interaction is it's viewed in a much different light now. Before that I thought that he was just like a high blood being a jerk, but now he's like flirting with his crush and that's kind of cute. But yeah, I like him. He's very sincere. I think that's the best way to put it. Yeah. I'm just stumbling over my words now, but he's cool. I like him. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day and I'll see you next time. Bye!